As a part of the Blues and Roots show on Larrakia Radio 94.5 FM, we travelled to the 24th annual Byron Bay Blues Festival to cover this national celebration of music. I was immersed in the atmosphere of arts and culture and was a part of what has been described as Australia's best contemporary music festival. What makes festivals like this one so unique is the Byron Bay area itself, with Byron Bay being home to the most easterly point of Australia, Cape Byron. The Cape Byron Lighthouse was built in 1901 and is Australia's most powerful lighthouse, with a light intensity of 2,200,000 candela. The local Aboriginal people are the Arakwal people, who are part of the Bundjalung Nation. And their name for this area is Cavern Bar, meaning place of meeting. At the festival, we caught up with the boys from Busby Maroo.
Wait for me by the river, so I can take you by the hand, yeah. And we can walk and we can talk for hours and hours about nothing in particular at all. Wait for me, and we can lay.
We're down here, 24th annual Byron Bay Blues Festival with Busby Maroo, Tom and Jeremy. Thank you very much for your company. Great set too. So how is that? How does that feel to be up on that stage?
It's great, you know, it's a big stage, and you know, last year was our first year, and I think we played at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was a massive stage.
And we were scared, then, weren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So
a year ago.
Last year we came on and we weren't used to playing to a crowd like that, and the crowd just grasped us, and then we went into our shelter a little bit, you know, but this year we were prepared for it, we were ready to go, and, you know, I would love to continue playing to stages like that.
Tiny bit nervous because we were the first act, you know, to kick off the stage on the last day of the festival. But no, there's a great vibe in the crowd today, and it was very big, and it sounded good too.
Yeah, from on stage it felt pumping, and you know the crowd, you could see them from all the way across, all the way back. You know, everyone was listening, everyone was in the spirit, and you know, after all, it is Easter weekend at the Blues Fest, so God, I hope they were. Otherwise, we weren't doing our job. So.
Yeah, the crowd were really pumping from back where we were. I got a question for you, Jeremy. With your guitars and stuff like that, when did you start playing guitar first of all?
I mean, as you know, as obviously a Torres Strait Island man, I think it's just a way of culture in most Torres Strait Island communities. Everyone can play guitar. You know, if you're a man, you can play guitar. And if you can't, you're from PNG. That's what I was going to say. No, you know, as a young age, my dad always used to play guitar, and my uncles and that used to always play. And I think when I was, you know, early, you know, mid primary school, I picked it up and, you know, asked Dad to teach me a few chords, and sort of went from there. So, you know, I'm 30 now, so it's been a while.
It's also too, you've got the kind of the country kind of vibe, you know, the kind of picking. Hammer-on, pull-off kind of feel too, and then mixed with Thomas's,
Yep.
You know, the melodies, the vocal melodies, and just that kind of folky rhythms. You know, how did you guys come about and, you know, come together and make that Busby Maroo sound?
A lot of arguments.
Yeah, I did. It took a while, mate. We used to fight over music. Not so much our music. Like everything we ever played, we just yes, you know, everything was spot on. But everything we used to try to show each other, like Jeremy would
We
go,
should be like this.
Yeah, you know, listen to Lee Kernaghan. And I'll be saying, you know, listen to this, you know, Bruce Springsteen or whatever. And we'd be fighting over this for a long time, but it wasn't until a couple of years in we just realised that that's the way we play. Jeremy's bringing his country vibe in, I'm bringing my rock and roll sort of folk sort of style in.
Yeah.
And when it matches together, it I suppose creates a bit of a.
No, we don't
Busby
try,
Maroon
and now
vibe,
we don't
so-
try to not sound
Nah.
country. We don't try to not sound folk. We just,
Yeah.
I play the way I like, and Tom writes the songs and delivers the song the way he likes. I can play as country as I like, but the song will never be a country song because of the way Tom delivers it and the way the song's written. So, I mean, I guess we're fortunate in the sense that we can play at the CMC Rocks the Hunter gigs, and then we can play at the Blues and Roots festivals in Byron Bay. So, I mean, that's just
Definitely
I
a,
guess we're fortunate the way that sort of works
benefit
worked
for
out.
us really, because we can try to get as many fans as possible to buy our CDs. I suppose that's the secret.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
There's a lot of diversity in the music. It sounds great, especially with the backing with a band there too. And you're up on stage with The Living End.
Yeah.
Bass player
Scotty
from Living
Owen.
End, Scotty Owen.
Scotty
Yeah.
Owen, the living
Did you
end.
enjoy that? What that looked like from the front? Was that all right?
That was pumping. Yeah.
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 Well, the thing is, Scotty's a friend of ours. We've had a few big nights with Scotty having a jam, and one thing is for sure that Jeremy and him have just got this natural connection now on stage, and so entertaining and keeps the vibe going. But just to actually bring that to the Blues Fest and just on stage for punters to see, for us, it's something I've always wanted to do, and Jeremy and Scotty do the rest of the talking.
Worked that well. I mean, I still don't realise he's in one of the biggest rock bands in Australia. And even when I was ringing him up, I knew he was in town, and I just ring him and see if he'll play a couple of songs. And I did, and he's such a down to earth bloke, and he was he was keen actually. He was keen to jump up and play a few songs, so it was great for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you written any songs together?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, maybe that's
Well,
coming down the track.
yeah, you never know what's
Brush
in
Chris
store.
Chaney and
That's right. I could be the lead singer of Living End by the end of it, and he could be the guitarist for Living End. Jeez, that won't work.
And so you wrote a song with Don Walker, I heard you say.
Yeah.
A new song called Luck.
Tom.
Luck, yeah.
What was it like working with him?
Really good. Like, to be totally honest, you hear of Cole Chisel and Jimmy Barnes and Ian Moss and the rest of the boys. They're rock and roll, like pub rock. But we've always known that Don Walker, who is the guts of the songwriting, it was exactly what I expected. I rocked up. He's got this unit overlooking the Sydney Opera House with a grand piano there, a white one, of course. Here I am trying to take one of my songs to Don Walker to see whether he likes the melody and the lyrics, and at the end of the day, he crafted this song that just had something about it. He crafted it into a genuine song, and he, in my view, I think we've just picked up from songwriters, from the moment I left his room. It was, an honourable experience and something that I learned from.
Now you're heading over to Nashville, Tennessee, to record your new album. We heard a new song up there too. Yeah. Why did you choose that? Why did you choose Nashville?
I think it chose us more than we chose it. I mean, obviously Nashville for me, being a country fan, it's the country capital of the world, and that's where the Brad Paisley, Alan Jackson, and Keith Urban hang out. So I think we're just lucky enough that with our label and the producer that's put his hand up to do it, and that we're heading there, and they've got the best musicians in the world, they've got the best studios in the world. So. It's we're lucky enough to get over there and record an album, and we've got the songs ready to go. It's just a matter of going over there and recording them now.
How long can we expect the album to come out, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we'd be happy if it was out tomorrow, but we can't go in and do that. So look, my view is that it's going to be out in June, early June, late May, early June. We've got as Jeremy said, we've got the songs there. We believe that they're quality and cracking songs. Just up to the producer now to make it sound as cool can be.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Now, Jeremy, you're from Torres Strait.
Yep.
Have you got a bit of a message just to all these aspiring young musicians out there? Because you guys just kind of you came onto the scene from playing at Rocky, doing like you said, playing to 10 people, to going on these massive stage and just blowing people away and mesmerising crowds, which is one of the biggest things that I noticed. So I just look around in the crowd and everyone is on that, looking at that stage. They're all watching you guys. It's amazing. I know you will be playing arenas soon. I reckon.
I can't wait to play arenas.
But just some words of advice just from going from where you've come from.
I think that obviously being from a small regional town like Rockhampton, I think anyone now can do it. You don't necessarily need to be in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. Places like Torres Strait Island and small Indigenous communities, there's so much talent. I mean, not just music, sport, art, everything. There's so much talent in those Indigenous communities. Get rid of the shame factor and not worry about the barriers such as the remoteness. But now with social media, it's possible to crack the market, and I think Tom and I have done it, and there's nothing stopping anyone doing it from anywhere in the world, really.
Well, thank you very much for that. It's great talking to you. So I hope you come up to the Northern Territory soon and give us a bit of a concert up there.
Definitely.
And come into our studios and maybe play us a song there too.
We will do. Can we give a bit of a shout out to a band that we met a little while ago? We played at this festival called Nanup Music Festival, and they had Australia's greatest bands there. But the one band that took us by surprise and took the entire crowd by surprise, in my view, were probably the most talented bunch of dudes that I've met in a long time. They're called B2M. I know they're from up your way. We brought them on stage with us, and they made us sound.
Made
a
Tom
hell of a lot
sound
better
incredible,
than
made
we
me
were.
sound even better.
So the BTM boys, hopefully we see you up in the top end soon.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
A great feature of the festival is the commitment to environmental sustainability, with the unveiling of the Lotus Palace, a fully solar-powered Spiegel tent type of stage. Southern Cross University's contemporary music coordinator, Dr. Barry Hill, has developed a solar sunflower that allows the sound system to run on energy captured from the sun.
Just wanted to explain a little bit about this project. First, just wanted to thank Bluesfest for giving us an opportunity to run this new system and run this project at the festival. It's partly a research project, and it's partly a learning and teaching experience, or a learning experience for our students at the university. So it's a great opportunity for our students to participate in the music industry and understand what festival organisation is all about. But it's also a fantastic opportunity for us to, I suppose, showcase the work we're doing at Southern Cross University School of Arts and Social Sciences in the area of innovative audio technology and sustainability. Now, just a quick explanation of what we're doing. That great big flower-looking array of solar panels is providing the power that is running all the speakers on the stage, all the lights in this room, and the 2 LED screens. So basically, this project is taking advantage of the fact that developments in audio technology and solar power in particular have made both those sets of technologies incredibly efficient, and that's only really happened over the last few years. So the amount of power, just to give you an example, that this whole stage is running is less than half the power that your toaster in your kitchen uses. And we're just trying to highlight the fact that solar power has an incredible array of uses in our society, and music festivals are one innovative site that can take advantage of these developments in technology and showcase the way that maybe we can, as a community, start thinking differently about power consumption.
Festivals can be a great advocate for change or for awareness. Let's work on that a little bit rather than just talk about music in there.
I'd like to thank again Bluesfest for giving us this opportunity, and also acknowledge the support that Southern Cross University has given to developing these sorts of projects, that they're quite interdisciplinary and I think exhibit a really good sort of 21st century focus on what research and university education should be all about. Thanks.
During the festival, I caught up with new emerging Indigenous talent, Thelma Plum, a talented singer-songwriter from Queensland and 2012 Deadly Award winner.
Say he's got $1, but $1 won't make a stay. Say he's got $1, but $1 won't make a stay.
It has been crazy. It's been really, really fun though. I was doing like YouTube videos and stuff like that a year ago, so playing at Bluesfest now seems a little bit surreal. Yeah.
Laying naked, head on the pillow.
Rosie, yes, so Rosie's my dog and also the name of my EP. That was really, really fun. We recorded that in Sydney at this studio called 301, which is really, it was so much fun. They have a dog at their studio, and like it was a really, really good experience for me. I've never recorded anything properly before, so it was really, really amazing.
Working in the city for us. I said, hey baby.
Well, it depends. I guess if you break my heart, then I might write a song about that. But that's really it depends. Sometimes I can be like just walking and I'm like, oh, I should. That's like, and a song will just come to me and I'll be like, I should write that. But other times I'll have to sit down and be like, Thelma, you're going to write a song now because you haven't written a song in a little while, so you're going to sit down for the next 5 hours and just write. But then, I don't know, I guess I draw inspiration from like everything that's happening in my life at the moment. So like when I'm on tour, I write a lot because so much is happening and there's like momentum going on in my life. And I guess just from lots of personal experiences, but then sometimes like, I don't know, it just depends. But it is like personal experience, very personal thing for me, yeah. I don't know, just so many artists. Paul Kelly, I used to listen to a lot of Paul Kelly and a lot of Kev Carmody, who are huge inspirations to me. So I guess I don't know, they were massive for me. So that's when I started writing music, was when I saw them play together a really long time ago. I think I was probably 7 or something, and I saw them play and I was like, well, I want to do that one day. So that's really where, I don't know about the voice though, but that's just where that inspiration came from for me wanting to do music. Well, people have been really sweet. Like the set that we just played at Bluesfest was, everyone was really, really nice. So, yeah, I don't know. It's been, I think good.
Hey baby, I know you've been busy working in the city.
So cool. It looks like a mini Spiegel tent. It was really, really fun, and I heard it's, what is it, solar powered as well, which is good. Yeah, so totally great for the environment, not so great for the like heat, but yeah, it was fun. So I'm going on tour with Emma Louise, who's a beautiful singer-songwriter. I'm going on tour with her in May and June. So that's kind of the next big thing I'm doing, and then later in the year I'm going to do my own headline tour, and then I think it'll be EP2 time or album time, so just recording time. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you want to play music, then play music, and if you want to write music, then pick your passion and just do it every single day. So if you want to play guitar, then play guitar every single day. If you want to write songs, play songs every single day, because eventually people will hear it. And I think don't say no to opportunities as well, just because if you're feeling shy or nervous. I know I get really shy sometimes, I still do, but I used to get shy a lot, and I would turn down like opportunities to play or stuff like that because I was too shy, and I thought, well, people won't like me, but honestly, who cares if people don't like you? If you like doing it, then just do it. Thank you so much.
Said, hey baby, I know you've been busy working in the city for us when you're coming home.
As a part of the 24th annual Byron Bay Blues Festival, exciting announcements were made about a new festival that will be held at the Bluesfest grounds, the Tigara Tea Tree Farms, the Boomerang Festival.
I'll kick off proceedings by welcoming Yvonne Stewart from the Iraq people to welcome us to this country.
Jiggiwalawida, on behalf of the Iraqal Bumble and Bundalang people of this country, I'd like to welcome you all here today. I'd like to acknowledge any other Aboriginal people and especially any other Bundalang people that are here. I'd like to acknowledge Rhoda and all of her family. This place that you stand on is very important to our people here, and it was once a camping area also. And there are many camping areas along here, a lot of sites of significance is all along this coastal area, and it's a place, as you see, is a national park, and that is part of the Byron Coast area. It's an area that we've just taken over in 2009 and added to Arakwal National Park, Cape Byron Trust Reserve, and this is called the Byron Coast area. The Arakwal people are involved in managing 3 national parks and nature reserves, as well as we work really closely with the Shire Council to preserve and protect cultural areas. And I'd also like to acknowledge Peter Noble, who respects that and honours that and works with the Arakwal people to maintain country in the best hands, especially with big events like this. Thank you.
My name is Rhoda Roberts. I'm a Widjabul woman from the Bundjalung Nation. How extraordinary it is to be on country, but also on the country of my cousins, the Arakwal. And a big thank you to Auntie Yvonne for that welcome and for their support. It's so important, and their inclusiveness in this new event. And of course, I'd like to pay a great humble tribute and heartfelt to Mr. Peter Noble. He's the driver of this. He is quite an extraordinary man, and in our culture he'd be known as a knowledge keeper, and he certainly is that. He's made this possible. Can we please? We'll just call him Uncle from now on. We're going to go into the panel, but I just wanted to let you all know that Boomerang really is to showcase the diversity of the world's cultures, but specifically our very own cultures here in Australia and the Torres Straits. We are the oldest living culture on the planet. We have such extraordinary depth and knowledge, and we really, truly want to share it with all Australians so they understand country just like we do. And there's no better spot to do it than have a cultural experience through camping, mingling with each other, immersing, and just getting to know each other. So October the 4th to the 6th, here at Byron Bay Blues Festival site, we'll have Boomerang. It's going to be a wonderful event, lots of fun. Thank you.
Morning, folks. I'd just like to join the fellow panellists and say thank you very much, Yvonne, for welcoming us to your country, and thank you very much, Rhoda, our mate, for having us with you. What Rhoda has in mind with the Boomerang Festival is an amazing step forward in helping Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians get together, culturally, musically, environmentally, and connecting with the world. Andrew is, in fact, the official title, Andrew, is Managing Director, Tourism Australia. Now, you can now tell us how valuable as a tourism product Aboriginal Indigenous culture is.
Sure.
It's got to be a goer.
It is, absolutely. Look, the world travels to experience difference, and I think what Rhoda and Peter are creating here is world culture coming together. So that difference will be all in one place over 3 days. One of the top 3 reasons anyone goes anywhere in the world is to experience the culture of the place that they're travelling to. One of the top 3 reasons.
Would you join me in thanking the panel? It's going to take off, there's no doubt about that. And I finally worked out why you called it Boomerang.
Because you're always going to come back.
We had the pleasure of meeting some Bundjalung artists who took time out to speak with us about their exhibition that showcases artwork from local and Aboriginal people. This promotes their work to the music artists from across the globe that otherwise may not have had the opportunity to see and experience diverse Aboriginal culture. John Fonmosa, the exhibition's curator, explained the importance of the exhibition to Aboriginal people and non-Aboriginal people.
Yeah, my name's John Penny Fonmosa. I'm from Fingal Head, which is part of the Bundjalung Nation, and the Minyabul clan group. We're here doing the exhibition. This is the 6th year we've been able to do the Indigenous art exhibition at the Byron Bluesfest. I did a concert with Sir Elton John in the Cowboys Stadium in Townsville in 2007. Michael Chugg, the promoter, was the one who bought him out, and he was also partners with Peter Noble here, who runs the Blues Festival. So he liked what I did in Townsville and asked me, would we be interested in doing an art exhibition here? So that's how the whole thing started. And yeah, this is the 6th year we've been able to do it, so it's fantastic. Boogaloo. Because I work with young people, and music and art have been my two main tools that I work with, so the main goal of this exhibition is just to help, I mean, old artists as well, but young artists in particular who are serious about their work, get their name out there, get a bit of promotion, get a bit of recognition. And of course, it's an international festival. The artists get to have their work looked at by an international audience. This year there's 8 artists, and the artists this year are from the Pilbara, Murchison River, Cherbourg, local area here, Bundjalung, Waka Waka, Western Queensland. Yeah, I think that's about it. But there's 8 artists all up this year. I've lived in the Central Desert, Western Australia, the Kimberleys, Goombalanya, here in Queensland and New South. And the whole trip for me with our young people is to encourage them, to help them find their gifts and talents and encourage them to realise that, man, you can do anything you want, you know, if you believe in yourself, and you don't have to be welfare dependent. We hear all this talk about self-empowerment for blackfellas. And for us, of course, it's a little bit harder, but one of the greatest ways to gain empowerment is to start running your own business enterprises. And you become totally independent. You run your own show. So my trip is to encourage young people to find their gifts and talents, and if we can help them in some way, we try and do that. Yeah, so that's part of what this exhibition's all about. No, it was a battle, bro. But in the sense that, you know, when you break new ground, what are these black fellas doing here? You know where I'm coming from? But now, well, I'll put it this way. I think when I first came here, the first year, was like, yeah, these black fellas are here, and they're probably just here to, you know, get on the Goombung, charge up, run around, look at the bands and put up some second-rate exhibition. But when they see the work we put into this and the quality of the exhibition, yeah, it's changed the whole mindset. And now, some of these people here are just, yeah, they're just really nice people, you know. So I see that as a breakthrough too, you know, breaking new ground. And like this is the first year that I've had artists here working on site painting. So we're hoping that's going to create even more interest and show the positive side, you know, of our culture. We're so rich culturally, it's so diverse, and we have so much knowledge through our culture to share and make Australia a better place. But as you know, our people are very, you know, shy, shame now, but, you know, we still got to overcome that. So, like for instance, one of the young guys that I took to Goombalanya, West Arnhem Land with me, he's got a piece in this year. I haven't seen this young guy for like 8 or 9 years. And the experience in Goombalanya, and I can't mention some of the old men's names there who we work with, but that so inspired him. And one of the guys who bought his art here on Tuesday said to me, listen, Jeremy's done so well, he's been booked for an exhibition in Europe in 2 months. So those opportunities are still there, you know what I mean? My big thing working with kids is, and people might disagree with it, but the 2 things for me is your health and education. And no matter what people say, the fact is this: until our kids are properly educated in the Western system, we can never gain equality, because wisdom and knowledge are the greatest powers on earth. So as long as we're uneducated, we can never reach our full potential. And I mean, I believe you can take the good things of Western life and education and balance it and still hold your culture. And of course, what you gain in your Western education, you can bring that knowledge and wisdom back to your community to help your community go forward. You know what I mean? So even in the arts, the opportunities are still there.
My name is Brian. I'm an artist from Cherbourg, Aboriginal community, about 3 hours northwest of here. Well, I met John about 3 years ago at a gallery up in Brisbane, and for the last 3 years I've been sending stuff down to the Blues Festival, but this year he asked me if I wanted to come along to participate and show my artwork. Oh yeah, just seeing the comments and all that, and listening to what they're saying, and then we've already had some of the sales, and it's good for me, I sold a few paintings there as we were putting them up last night, and just to get that sort of appreciation for my art, and Me, I've been painting for the last 20 years. Just travel up and down Queensland mainly, from Cairns to Hurley Beach, down to here, sort of thing. Yeah. At the moment, I'm back up in Rockhampton there. That's where my grandmother's from, and Durrumble Mob, and based up there, trying to start something up at the cultural centre up at Dreamtime there, and just through the art and teaching and just sharing our culture. Well, with my art, some of it, I do a lot of real bright colours, blending, and I cater for people who got certain kind of colours to the houses, and I sort of mix in the colours to blend in with their houses, like pastel colours, and then sort out the colours that will go on the painting that will suit their walls. Do a lot of custom sort of stuff like that, yeah.
Scott Rodimer, an artist and two-time Indigenous surf champion, spoke with us about his involvement in the exhibition.
I'm a surfer from a place called Fingal Heads, or Bunini, Echidna country, in the Tweed. And I've been painting for about 20 years, so I was very fortunate that my uncle, Johnny from Mosa, he gets to do the exhibition here for probably the last 5-6 years. So he's asked me to come along and see if I'll participate and drop some artwork in and basically have a look around, yes. Some of our mob like Indigenous, Aboriginal, original. I like original. So as a local original artist, we draw inspiration from pretty much everyday life. I'm a surfer, as I said. We all see our turtle, dolphin, whale, shark. We don't have the land animals as much as we used to, obviously, with kangaroo and goanna, as back in more traditional times. We just draw inspiration off the environment. As local artists, through time, you paint what you see. Yeah, so that's where I draw all my inspiration from. Yeah. I believe it's important. It's a documentation. As artists, if you go back to the early cave paintings, archaeologists putting a time frame from 12,000 years to 40,000 years. So obviously those guys, they weren't known as artists. They were probably just expression. So they've come up with this thing, which is now a European concept of artist. But our people have always documented through story, through song, through art, their journey, from country where they are from. Probably in the last maybe 20 odd years, our art form our culture, our souvenir, our yidaki, didgeridoo, whatever terminology our different tribal groups use for the didgeridoo. It's become such an export for the Australian economy. It's been the biggest art movement in the world, probably for the last 30, 40 years. You know, we have 7 billion people on planet Earth now. So as local Indigenous people of Australia, we're like 1 in 700 million people. So we are now endangered people almost as well. Our art and our culture is such a sought after commodity now, you know, it's a $600 million industry. But as you can see with a lot of our people, some of them still can't monopolise on a culture that was ours. For me personally, I chose to start painting art probably nearly 20 years ago now because as a young Indigenous guy from my area, there was always one commonality that I always noticed everywhere that I went when I walked on my country, you know, friend's house, girlfriend's place, and it was always the Native American dream catcher, the Tibetan prayer flags, the Mayan calendars, you know, the Buddha statues, all these other philosophies and spiritualities from all over the world. No one really associated to the local original people of this land. That's why I become an artist. Because I'm a Bundjalung man from this place, I wanted to promote and let people know that our culture's still here, it's still very strong. We are very fortunate that where we are, there is actually a mountain not far from here. Our people call it Wollumbin, the rain catcher. That place, it's very spiritual place for us because that is the first place of sunlight in Australia, 365 days of the year since the beginning of time. So when I paint art, when I tell Bundjalung stories from a Bundjalung perspective, from a Bundjalung artist, I want people to know that, you know, our culture's still here. I believe that spiritual connection to culture, that's what heals our people and keeps our people strong, because I think we've worked out some European concepts, not all, but some European concepts don't necessarily work for us. So be inspired to practice culture because it'll keep you strong. Yeah.
A highlight of the festival was being given an opportunity to speak with Rodriguez, who was recently the subject of Grammy Award-winning documentary Searching for Sugar Man.
Sugar man, won't you hurry? 'Cause I'm tired of these scenes. For a blue coin, won't you bring back in rock and roll USA, in the shadow of the tallest building, I vowed I would break away, listen to the Sunday actors, but all they would ever say, that you can't get away.
I'm Patrick McKenzie. I'm lucky enough to be at the 24th annual Byron Bay Blues Festival here with Rodriguez. Rodriguez, how are you going?
Okay, Mr. McKenzie, everything's good.
That's great.
Patrick, it's great to be here at Byron Bay. Yes.
It's a great opportunity for us too to have you here and talk to the Aboriginal communities. Rodriguez, first of all, I'll just ask you, how's the tour been?
Oh, geez, it was special. You know, I love Australia. You know, it's easy to love. It's a beautiful country, gorgeous people. Yeah, and it's my 5th time here in Australia, and so I have a good time.
And I understand tonight you'll be playing alongside some pretty legendary bands.
Oh, yeah, 3 members of the Midnight Oil Band and others. We've got a new ensemble.
It's great to see that talent coming through too, through our Violent Femmes and Midnight Oil and the Hunters and Collectors.
Yes.
What was it like playing alongside that band?
Oh, well, the thing is that, it's festivals like Byron Bay Festival that give us the opportunity to get to the public. So, in 79 and 81, I toured Australia, and in 81, I played this place called Tantalorn, a place between Melbourne and Sydney, and I met a lot of Australians, and I met some of the Midnight Oil people, and so it's good to see them playing out, and they're called the Break.
Also, Rodriguez,
Sir.
You've been to New Zealand, like you said too.
Yeah.
Did you get much of an opportunity to meet with some of the people from there?
One thing I do is I meet the audience after at the signings. You know, and some of them tell me their stories, and so I get a chance to meet the public, and so like that, and so I do they tell me their stories and how they found the music, where they're from, kind of stuff. But I'm pretty new to the outside of the city part Australia.
With us, we broadcast to over 200 communities up in the Northern Territory of Darwin. That's right up the top of Australia.
That's a big population there.
Yeah, the biggest population of Aboriginal people within Australia.
Well, I'm for Indigenous rights. You know, I'm Mexican. My mother, father, both Mexican. So I know about that kind of the struggle of, and the Mexican peoples are Indigenous peoples. You know, yeah. So I understand some of those issues.
So for the young people out there,
the young bloods.
Young bloods.
Yeah,
what did you call them?
Yeah, well, I'm a solid 70, so young blood. Yeah, that's what I call them. Well, it's just, well, with the current stuff, it's I think be gentle with your anger. You know what I mean? Young bloods got a lot of energy, and they have to learn to channel it. You know, and so I think that's one thing. I think more women should take leadership roles in government. In that the guys have proven more than once that they can only go so far, they can't go any further. And what this causes political stagnation. And what I feel that if the women get in office, they're proven to be more mature and at an earlier time, etc. And if they get in office, I think they can turn over the paradigm of the good old boys networks. And so I'm for that. But the issue of end the violence towards women is also an issue. And all that, I think that the people have waited long enough that this is, to sound trite, this is the 21st century, and we waited in the last century for things to get better, and I think we shouldn't wait any longer. So.
That's a really great message.
I'm a political, I describe myself as a musical political. I use the protest song in the other folk music to talk about and sing about issues like the ones I mentioned, police brutality, which I know hasn't gone away yet, and about the wars and those kinds of issues, you know, government repression, you know, and so like that. And now that it's a global world, you know, I mean, it's international, you know, those issues seem to be everywhere, you know, and so, yeah, I'm for Aboriginal rights, for sure.
Those issues seem to stem right across the country and right across our country and right across the world too, as far as the issues of poverty, of people in first world countries living in third world conditions.
Exactly.
That stems with us in the Northern Territory too. That happens a lot with us. What kind of message for change?
I think we have to develop trauma centers, women's centers, for people to resolve some of this. You know, my daughter lives in South Africa. I have 3 daughters, Eva, Sandra, and Reagan. And the thing is, Eva, I talked to her on the phone, and she says, Dad, they're demonstrating here for water and electric rights. So these kinds of issues, it's global, you know. And she lives in South Africa, and so like that. It's and we just left there about 3 weeks ago. We did some shows out there, and 5,000 seaters, 45,000 people. So we have a fan base, so to speak. So here again in Australia, I don't know all those issues, but I'm sure that there's plenty of them, you know. So that's the people's money, you know. All that it's not government's money. There's no such thing. It's the people's money. It just seems like it gets away from the people's control, and so may I, Patrick, may I say, I think every 15 and 20 years they have another war issue that they encourage the young bloods to sign up, and we've had that happen in America. I think we have 6 or 7 wars, and the thing is, so I think, and the reason that they can pull it over them is because the young bloods don't know what's happened in the other centuries, I mean in the other decades, so that they are confronted with those things, and that's why it's important to know history. But it's not just education, it's also enlightenment. I think, as we all know, there's a whole lot you don't learn in school. So I think you gotta stay determined. I think those real things like that can help you in any cause, you know. So I go on. I said I'm a musical political, so I go on, Patrick. You know.
That's really great.
I'm vocal. You have to be vocal. You have to be verbal. There's no other way. I have a lot of respect for the English language. I spoke Spanish at the early age. As I said, my mother and father both Mexican, And I was born bred in Detroit, so I got those influences too. I describe myself as urban as opposed to rural. And the thing is, and about this whole population thing, and that the Earth is getting overpopulated. They haven't begun to populate the Earth. But those issues, again, they scare the people. They give them not only misinformation, but disinformation. And so all those, it's good to stay on your toes, so to speak. Advice, I think advice is the cheapest coin of the realm. Everybody's got advice. I think if you listen to your mom and dad, I think you'll be all right. I think that should be I'm not for hierarchical societies like the pecking orders, the Pope and on down and the King and Queen on down, I'm for an egalitarian society where everyone has a say in the society.
Rodriguez, thank you very much for your time. Maybe we can get you to play a song.
Oh, I will, and let me go inside because I got tuned up and I got to prepare. So, yeah, I'll be happy to. I'm yours, Just a song we shared out here brings memories back when you were here, of your smile, your easy laughter, of your kiss, those moments after. I think of you, and I think of you, and I think of you. Of the dreams we dreamt together, of the love we vowed would never melt like snowflakes in the sun. My days now end as they begun, with thoughts of you, and I think of you, and I think of you. Down the streets I'd walk with you, seeing others doing things we used to do. Now these thoughts, they're haunting me, of how complete I used to be. And in these times that we're apart, I'll hear that song that breaks my heart, and I think of you, and I think of you, and I think of you.
Wow.
Okay, that's done. All right, we're done with that. Thank you very much.